Hi Chesney, this is Britt Dahlbeck, and I'm going to be responding to your video post for Psychopathology 546. I thought you did a really great job this week. I really liked the approach you took. It was different than mine, and so I really appreciated that. I really liked how you talked about the love of Jesus, and really, when you looked at what the Bible says about abnormalities, you really brought home the fact that Jesus would not shy away from someone who was living outside of social norms or had abnormalities. He would embrace them and love them unconditionally, which I think is just such a great example to us as Christians. Another really strong point that I thought you had was when you were talking about the stigmas and the labeling that can happen. And you're right, in our textbook, the Kring and Johnson 2018, they really go into how detrimental that can be with the stigmatizing and labeling. Another study, actually, I looked a little bit further, and there was a study done by Huron et al. In 2017. And this study was actually really interesting because what it talked about was the language, actually, even that mental health professionals use. We have to be really careful about the language that we use and also our own attitudes about mental health. And I just thought, as counselors in training, that article was really interesting to read and really think about that self-awareness piece of what is the language that we use to speak about mental health, and then also what are our feelings about it. So I thought that actually kind of tied back in with all of the things that you were talking about with Jesus and how he would treat people and would never have pushed someone aside or felt differently about them. He would have shown empathy and love to them. And I think that's just a really important part, is that as counselors that we need to remember to be Christ-like, and in our interactions to really embrace the population, because we know as Christians that we are imperfect and we live in an imperfect world. So it shouldn't be a situation of us versus them. It should be a situation that we are all in this together. And the more empathy and unconditional love that we can show people who are struggling, I think that it can really be beneficial. Thanks so much for your post. I hope you have a great week.